Hi guys, going back in time gaming back again, and it's vlog number 3 for you. Today I am going to do the video game collection I mentioned in my first vlog. One that I've actually been wanting to do for a very long time. Just never got around to doing it. I planned it out and I thought, yeah, I can get all this done in one video. I've done a couple of takes, a couple of drafts, and I have to be honest with you, I've done just these two shelves you see right here, plus one other thing, and it took me 30 minutes. So what I've decided to do is I'm going to split it into two parts. So this is the first part. I'll be going through just the pop vinyls that you can see just up there. Some Blu-rays, the Skylanders you see there, just a couple of notes on them. And then I will crack on with the Nintendo and my Xbox 360 and Xbox One. Before we get started, I do apologise if it sounds a bit grainy or the picture might go a bit fuzzy or for whatever reason. I do need to get a new camera. My camera has had it, so I'm using my phone. If this goes alright, I may continue to use my phone because it's only going to be for vlogs, so we'll just see how it goes. But anyway, I'm going to get straight into it. So what I will say, I'll probably will say this at the end, but before, any games I go through, you can probably see them all now, the ones we're going to be going through, but any games I go through, any opinions you've got, any questions, do you have them, do you not have them, do you like them, do you hate them? Did you trade it in straight away? Did you keep it? Do you still have it? Let me know. It'll be good to know. And we can have a conversation about it. So let's get rolling. So I'm going to start off with my pop vinyls, which are very much on the top shelf. There's only 3. The first one I got, all of them I got at the same time actually, was on my holiday to the US that I just got back from. So I got Cole Mordo there from Doctor Strange. That was $4, believe it or not. They retail in the UK at something like £15. Which is obviously £8 cheaper, or £8 more expensive over there, but £8 cheaper in America. So really good value, really. And then I got the Star-Lord and Groot from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 while I was out there as well. Massive Marvel fan, as you'll see throughout this video. And I really do love Guardians of the Galaxy. The first film was my favourite, so it was a no-brainer to pick those up. You'll see a couple of bits there. That's just some random things I've got on the shelf at the moment. They probably will go when I get more pop vinyls, but I've just got them. There's some leaving presents I got at one of the stores I used to work at. They knew I was a superhero fan, so they got me some bath ducks, which is quite funny. You can see the Superman one just in there, and just a little Batman figurine I was given as well. So yeah, not much to say on those. Hopefully this collection is going to be quadrupled, times by 5, times by 10 in time, but that's what I have for now. Blu-rays I'll keep short and sweet. I started this at the start of the year, which doesn't look very much for the first 5 months, but it's good enough. Game of Thrones, a lot of my friends are hammering on me to play it, so I thought I'd pick it up. I've only watched an episode, so I can't comment on that at the moment. X-Men Apocalypse, Batman v Superman and Man of Steel box set there. Dark Knight, Star Wars Force Awakens, again Civil War. I've started getting the Marvel films on Blu-ray now because I do obviously love my Marvel, and a great film at that. Big Dragon Ball Z fan, so it's the Battle of Gods and Resurrection F film. And this last one, which I'll get out and I'll show you, this was released in November last year on DVD and Blu-ray in the UK. This is the first 3 Pokemon movies, so pretty damn awesome. This was about £21, £22 at the time of buying it. It's got the first movie on it, Pokemon the Movie 2000 and Pokemon 3 the movie. I've watched Pokemon the first movie. The only thing bad I have to say about it is it doesn't have Pikachu's adventure on it, which I thought was a bit disappointing before the film. But nevertheless, great nostalgia and a great game. There you will see the portal from the first Spyro Skylanders game. I haven't actually got a lot of comments on it because I've only really played it once. And that is another comment you're probably going to hear me say quite a bit in these in this vlog in particular, is that some of these games I've only played once, some are untouched, but some I have literally just played the once, so you'll have to bear with me with some of those. And then down there, still in this box, unopened, is Skylanders Giants, both on PS3, so I shouldn't have really gone over that really, because that's in the next part, but they're both on PS3, and yeah, I like the idea, but it's just another way of making money, I think. I think these little figurines, I mean, they're not cheap. Some of them, I don't actually know what that one is, but obviously you've got Spyro here, and you all know my thoughts on Spyro the Dragon. That is not Spyro the Dragon. It may be in Skylanders, but to me, that is not Spyro the Dragon. Spyro the Dragon looks a lot better than that. So yeah, but anyway, that's Skylanders. Those are my Blu-rays, and those are my pop vinyls. So moving on to Nintendo, pretty disappointing when you look at it like that, to be honest with you, but that is what I have. I've had other games in the past, but I traded them in. I will start with the Nintendo Wii for the pure and simple reason that I've pretty much forgotten about it. I don't play it anymore. I think I'll probably get another couple of games to add to that collection, but whether or not I will play them anymore, I don't know. There's just too much I have at the moment, too much coming out, too much I want to get that I want to get my teeth into before I ever even think about going back to it. But nevertheless, New Super Mario Bros. Wii, got that for Christmas the year it came out. Wii Play came with it at the same time as Wii Sports, which I do have, but obviously not up there. It came in like a little wallet. Mario Kart Wii, it would be cruel not to. Love Mario Kart, and it's a great game. Tony Hawk Ride was given to me by a brother-in-law, and it came with the skateboard as well. But again, I've never ever played it. It's just sat there, so I have no comments on it at all, or no feedback or review or anything like that. So yeah, great console. I love the idea of the Wii. It's given me a lot of good memories down the in the past, should I say. But the best game on it I've ever played was Super Smash Bros. Brawl by a country mile. The only Super Smash Bros. Game, apart from one you can see on the DS, that I've ever played, and I played that all the way through to the end. The campaign mode, story mode, was absolutely amazing. I loved it. Had Sonic Hedgehog in it as well, one of my favourite game characters of all time. And yeah, just a great game. If you don't have Super Smash Bros. Brawl, you've never played it, I really recommend it. It's a fantastic game, and just really enjoyable to play through from start to finish. So yeah, that's the Wii, and that is all I have, really. And I will get Brawl on it at some point, but that will be about it. So Nintendo DS, 3DS games you can see there. Super Mario 3D Land, New Super Mario Bros. 2. This is the one that's very coin heavy. Get Gold Mario, every single coin counts. Good game. I've part of the way playing through it, but I haven't completed it yet. New Super Mario 3D Land you see there, and obviously this is the Super Smash Bros. For the 3DS that I have. I haven't really played it to the end because it doesn't have like a story campaign mode in it like Brawl. It's literally just fighting, and I think there's like a race mode you can go to then get to a fight at the end, and that's about it, but still kind of decent. Pokemon Moon, Pokemon Sun, they're brand new. I like some of the additions they've done to it, but I'm very old school. I prefer the old Pokemon games. In my drawer, which I'll get out in a second, I'll show you the Pokemon games I've got. But yeah, I've got Pokemon Black version 2, you can see there, Brain Training. Now the two I've left out in the middle, two things for these. So you've noticed, I've probably mentioned quite a bit about how my auntie and uncle play a massive part, not only in my life, but for even being into games. If it wasn't for them, I probably wouldn't be making this vlog. I certainly wouldn't have these games, and I certainly wouldn't be speaking to you at all right now. My channel wouldn't exist, because for me, not only in my family, but they really got me into games, and I love games. I've loved video games all my life because of them, and they introduced me to the first PlayStation. They helped buy my first PlayStation. They bought me games over the years. At a surprise birthday party, they brought me Bugs Bunny Lost in Time. They bought me Bugs and Taz Time Busters. They got me into Spyro. They got me into Jak and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank, other DS games, and one of them is this one. 42 all-time classics, and it's a really good little party game. If you've got a DS, pick it up. You won't be disappointed, because I mean, as you can see there, I paid $2.99 for it, really cheap. Loads of card games, chess, darts, bowling, billiards, word balloon, soda shake, loads of different puzzle games on there, and it's really good. It's fantastic, and that's another one I'm very thankful for they got me into. So yeah, they play a big part in my video games. What I play, and that's one of them. So I just thought I'd add that in. And the other one, this is my first ever 3DS game, or sorry, DS game, as I say, New Super Mario Bros. 64. Great game, based off the Super Mario 64, off the Nintendo 64. Really good. As you can see, still holding its value, even pre-owned, $17.99. Great game. Going around collecting stars. It's a good little platformer. You can play as Mario. You can unlock Yoshi, Luigi, and Wario. And there's a rec room. You collect keys, and you get like these little mini games to play through. They're absolutely fantastic, and it's just an all-time good game, and one of the best I think on the DS, really, without a shadow of a doubt. So yeah, those are my Nintendo DS, 3DS, and Wii games. And as promised, I've got a couple in here. Just bear with me, because I'm going to have to bend into the old drawer here and get these ones out to show to you. So I have, please focus. So I've got leaf green, I've got ruby, sapphire. I also have, if I can find them, I've got blue. I'm only going to get one out. I've got 3 versions of silver, and in my DS and another DS I've got fire red and emerald. And believe it or not, I picked up all of these off eBay for £20, which I thought was quite decent. Didn't come with any cases or anything, just the cartridges, but they all work. So I was quite chuffed with that. I don't know how much they're worth now, or how much you can buy them for now, but I got all them for 20 quid, and those are really the only Game Boy games I've got. I have any memory of. I had a Pac-Man game on DS before, which I've been trying to look out for, but I can't find it anywhere. That was a great little game. And I also had a couple of wrestling games on there as well. So yeah, that's Nintendo. And that's the first part of this vlog done in terms of games and Blu-rays and Pop Vinyl. So we're going to go straight on to the biggest change in gaming for me, and something that really changed the way I played games, and that was the Xbox 360. Now, I did have the original Xbox. I had that at the same time I had my PS2, but I have no original Xbox anymore, and I have no original Xbox games. So I only got my 360 games. But the reason it's such a big change for me is because this is the stage I went from being a single player to a multiplayer player, if that makes sense. So going from just playing games on my own and playing through games to really going online a lot of the time in games like Grand Theft Auto and Halo and Left 4 Dead. And they just completely changed the way I play games. And I love them. So as you can see, I've tried to sort of like organise them slightly into like genre and where they fit in, and obviously, you know, being a bit OCD. But yeah, so I've got a lot of things to go through. I'll try to keep it short, but obviously I want to share it with you because obviously it's the whole idea of the vlog. So I'll go into some detail on some of them. Now you've got Left 4 Dead there, which is currently on my channel. That is, I've done the first 4 campaigns on the channel so far, and I might go back to it at some point, maybe do a couple of the other ones, like I think you can get on there. I think Crash Course, and there's another one I think that you can do. But Left 4 Dead 2 is one I'm going to talk to you about, because this is very influential to me in the respect that, a small story about it, this came out the day before I got my first ever job. And I was absolutely nervous as hell about this new job. And I got this the day before, paid about 40 quid for it, which took out my savings I'd had for like 2 or 3 months. But it was worth it because it really calmed me down. I was just killing zombies, going through the campaigns, playing online. It just took my mind off things. I just loved it. And after my first couple of days at work, after being a bit nervous, came home, played it some more, played it. And just a great game. I loved it. It took everything from the first one, improved it in my opinion, put melee weapons in it and added a few tweaks, some more special infected. Great game. And the reason I got into that is because with the first game, all my friends had it and said, you know, you need to get on it, you need to come online, you need to play it with us, it's such a good game. And I did, and I wasn't disappointed. Fantastic. So following on from that, you can see Dead Island, Riptide. Dead Island amazing, Dead Island Riptide let down in my opinion. But Dead Island, I got that the day it came out, traded it in, couldn't get it back again for love nor money when I tried to get it because it was like £60. And I did the Game of the Year edition a few years back, and I picked it up for about £15. And I'm glad I did, because I played back through it again for the first time all the way to the end, and it was just absolutely fantastic. Massive mistake on my behalf of trading it in, and if they do go ahead with the second one and they do pull their finger out and sort it out, we're in for a hell of a game, because that was amazing, and everything I loved about Left 4 Dead was in that, and they didn't take itself too seriously. It was just killing zombies. It might have been a bit point A to point B, get this, get that, bring it back, but a very good game nevertheless. Lego Marvel Superheroes. As I said, I'm a Marvel fan. I picked it up because the Lego game is supposed to be quite good. Not overly keen on it, to be honest. I got a bit bored. I got about halfway through and you go to like, there's a Spider-Man section in it I think I got up to, and I just stopped there. I just got bored and didn't play it anymore. But it's okay, but nothing to get up and shout about. World Snooker Championship, FIFA 14. I'll go over FIFAs when we get to the Xbox One section. Just your basic sports games. Skyrim. I've actually rebought that. I shouldn't say it because it's for the next vlog, but I've actually rebought that on PS4 in the whatever they did of it. I'm just trying to think what they did to it now. What edition did they call it? No, just a special edition. So yeah, just the special edition. I got it on PS4 and played through it. Disgusting and disgracefully, I've literally put about 4 hours into it, which is awful for Skyrim. That should be 100 at least, but I haven't. So, yeah, bad on my behalf. Next, Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic Generations, Sega Mega Drive. I'll start with Sega Mega Drive Ultimate Collection. I got this for one reason and one reason only, because this had so many games on it. And there's another person that's been influential to me of the games I play, and that's my cousin. He had a Sega Mega Drive, and I'd never played it before. I'd only seen the PlayStation, and on it was the gem you see at the bottom left there, Streets of Rage. Now, you know how much of a massive Sonic fan I am. I've said that. I mean, I've got Sonic phone cases, I've got Sonic wallets, I've got all the Sonic games, most of them anyway. Sonic Christmas jumper, literally Sonic Hedgehog's my favourite, but Streets of Rage was a game and it's fantastic. And this collection on it as well has got Columns, Shinobi, Echo the Dolphin, Flicky Bird, Streets of Rage 2 and 3 as well, all the Sonics. What else have we got on there? Golden Axe, Shining Force. It's got some great games on there, some really great old games, and it's fantastic. And I recommend, if you haven't got it, check it out, because there's some absolute gems on there. Sonic Generations. Again, in my opinion, Sonic's been let down in the last couple of years. Some of his games have been quite poor. I don't know whether it's just the direction they've gone in, but they really slowed him down, if that makes sense. Well, quite literally, like, he wasn't as fast as he was. He really slowed down. But the last good one for me was this one right here, and that was Sonic Generations. I got this for Christmas from my mum and dad the year it came out as well. And again, I wasn't disappointed. It took some of my favourite levels from the whole franchise, redid them, and you did it as a classic Sonic 2D, and you went through it as a 3D of the newer Sonic as well. And it was just so well done. Had some good retro bits in there as well. You could unlock the first Sonic, I think. And just a really, really, really good game. The next one, now you can either refer to this as Hell, or you can refer to it as Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic 06, people will call it. Obviously, it could have came out in 06. But this is quite honestly the hardest, most frustrating game I have ever played in my life. This is going to feature on my channel because there is going to be a bit of dedication to this. I don't know if it's going to be a full playthrough, but I'm going to be doing a video and a thoughts on it, because it was so hard and so frustrating. Just because of how it was. It got such bad reviews for just generally being so difficult for a kid's game and being basically so broken. It's unreal. But I tell you what, in the most silliest way, I found it enjoyable, because I played it. I did the two-player with my friend. You have, there's 6 stages you can do, literally just 6 stages. It took us 14 hours to do 6 stages because we kept on dying. It was that hard. But that's where I'll leave it, because I will come back to that and I will do a bit more on it. So look out for that, because it's on its way. Rayman Origins, Rayman Legends, a return to form for Rayman, in my opinion. He went through a bit of a sticky patch with the Rabbids games. I didn't enjoy them at all. Rayman Origins came out. Rayman Legends was actually released on Xbox One and PS4 as well, I believe, and you could actually pick it up for free at one point. I think it was one of the games with gold and one of the PSN extras, I think, at one point, so you could have picked it up, but good games as well. As you can see, as we go towards this side, I'm not going to talk too much about Guitar Hero and DJ Hero. They're basic games. I'm better at DJ Hero than I am Guitar Hero. That's Guitar Hero World Tour. My favourite is Guitar Hero 3. Has some decent songs on it, and I was a lot better at that than World Tour. I don't know why, I just was. In there you can see Grid 2 and Forza Horizon. Forza Horizon, I believe, I'll touch on in a minute with Forza Horizon 2. But a good game nevertheless. Grid 2, I picked up for like £4 in a supermarket. So I just thought, why not add it to the collection. Watch Dogs, major letdown. Again, that's one I'll come up with in the second vlog, because I've got Watch Dogs 2 on PS4. I'll talk about that a bit more. But just a massively frustrating game for me, because it just had so much promise and looked so good leading up to it, and it just didn't grab me at all. I couldn't stick in it. I just couldn't stick with it, and that's the same with the second game. I don't know what it was. I just couldn't get into it. Payday 2, an amazing game. I mean, I don't know. It just reminds me of Left 4 Dead in a sense. Don't ask me why. It's just obviously the 4-player thing. But with this one, I've never played it with anybody online. I played it single player, and it's an awful game, single player for me, in the respect that the AI are so rubbish. They're literally awful. Like, they don't respond to anything. Like, just literally, you end up dying half the time because they don't know what they're doing. But online-wise, I mean, you can see the awards it's got on the back there. It is fantastic. So if you pick it up and you've got some friends to play it with, play it, because it's great. Now we're going to get to the more business end of the Xbox section. We've got GTA 4 there, GTA 5. GTA 5 I have 3 times. I've got the special edition on 360. I got that when it came out. I got it on Xbox One when it came out on Xbox One. And I got it on PS4 because it came with my PS4. So I actually have that 3 times. That's the most I have a game, believe it or not, apart from Pokemon Silver. But yeah, so GTA 5. Probably going to turn a few heads here and maybe have a few disagreements, but I actually prefer GTA 4 for the pure and simple reason that I put probably 10 times the amount of time into GTA 4 than I did GTA 5. I loved it online. Me and my friends used to play it all the time, whether it was doing that glitch at the swing, just generally racing around being idiots on the second island, just trying to just do stupid stuff. It was amazing. I loved it. GTA 4 was the game for me, and the best thing since San Andreas, just below San Andreas, but the best thing since San Andreas for me. A lot of people do like GTA 5, and I completely understand why, but I think the time I spent with 4 is what makes me just prefer it a little bit more. Modern Warfare, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, should I say, 2 and 3. Tried to jump on the bandwagon because I was always a Halo guy, as you can see there, but didn't enjoy it. Modern Warfare 2 was alright. COD 4 was good, but I had a kill death ratio of like 0.24 because I'm literally that bad at it. I'm literally awful. But I got Modern Warfare 3, and in terms of achievements on Xbox 360, the one I've screamed and pulled my hair out the most is the final mission on Veteran on Call of Duty 4. I couldn't do it. I was going absolutely berserk. I was just going mental because I just couldn't do it. It was so hard. But decent enough games, but they're just nothing compared to my favourite there, Halo 3. I've got 4 on Combat Evolved. I've got the Master Chief Collection on Xbox One as well as Halo 5. So I pretty much have all the Halo games actually. But 3 is my favourite. Now, other people prefer 1 and 2. Some may prefer 4, some may prefer 5. But for me, when I got my Xbox 360, that was one of the first games I got. Tried playing through it on my own, and I couldn't believe the sheer brilliance of it. I just thought it looked beautiful. I thought it looked crisp. I thought it played well. And it was just such a good game. And it's another one my friend would play all night, every night, like all the time. He'd tell me, you need to play, you need to get an Xbox, you need to come play this game with me. And I played it with him, and it was just amazing. It was just so good, and we just spent so many hours, put so many hours into it. If we weren't putting hours into that, we were putting hours into GTA 4. And if I wasn't doing that, I was with my other friends from school playing Left 4 Dead. So, just a great game. We loved Forge. We'd go on and we'd download some of the racetrack maps, and we'd play through some of the maps on there, and it was just so enjoyable. Just like you do these racetracks and challenges, and you try and get to the end, and they were just impossible to do. It was so fun to play. So, yeah. Batman Arkham Origins, not as good as the original 3. It was done by somebody different, and it just didn't feel as good or as magical as the first 2. I'll talk about Arkham Knight in a second, but it just didn't seem to really hit me like the other 2 did. So, bit of a shame, but there you go. As you've noticed, I'm a massive WWE fan, massive wrestling fan. I've actually got a Money in the Bank briefcase down there. If anyone knows what WWE is or have heard of WWE, you'll know what it's about. Bought that the other day. A really good £100 spent. And I've also got one of the main wrestling belts. But I've got my wrestling games down there in 360. I've stopped buying them as the years have gone on because I just haven't really enjoyed playing them as much. But I've got WWE 13 there. When it changed over to 2K14 and All Stars, which is a good arcade version. Very good games. Finally, Xbox One. I'll try and go through this as we're already like almost 25 minutes in. As you can see, the Master Chief Collection I had to pick up, being a Halo fan. I had to pick up Halo 5 Guardians because it's Halo, why not? Great games, really. Halo 3 on the Master Chief Collection is the only one I've played because it was my favourite one. It was quite glitchy, that Master Chief Collection. I did play it online, and I probably will go back and play it again soon. I really enjoy it still, I really, really do. But I don't know what other people are. I think a lot of people with Battlefield and COD and games like that at the moment, but Halo is still the one for me, and it's going to take some beating. So I've got them. Dragon Age Inquisition, put about 4 or 5 hours into it. Again, like Watch Dogs and that, it just didn't keep me there. It didn't reel me in. It didn't make me want to put it back in and play it. Which is kind of what I don't know why it reminds me of Fable. I don't know why it reminds me of the Fable games, but I played through all of them and I love them. But parts of it remind me of it for some reason, but I just couldn't get into this one. So there we are. Sorry, I just keep on putting the old fingers across the camera there. Sorry about that. But Tomb Raider Definitive Edition, Haven't actually touched this yet. This is still in its cellophane. It was really cheap and thought I'd pick it up. So that's the reason for that one. I loved it on PS3 and I thought I'll get the better version on Xbox One. Batman Arkham Knight. Now, this game, I may divide opinion again. Nowhere near as good as Arkham Asylum or Arkham City for the pure and simple reason. They had an amazing game here, but it was too heavy on that, the Batmobile. It was too much focused on that. There was too many things you needed for that, and it just really took away, just the beating up and the challenges and the objectives, and just too much revolved around it, and I just got fed up, so I just ended up stopped playing it. Forza Horizon 2, all I'm going to say is, for the same as Forza Horizon 1, great racing games. I had Forza Motorsport 3 on Xbox 360, traded it in when I shouldn't have, but yeah, it's the benchmark for racing games for me. Just great games, great open world games. They don't take themselves too seriously, but they're serious enough to be great games. Dead Rising 4 is on the channel at the moment. You can check out the first 5 parts I've done on that. It is good, a bit repetitive. I've tried changing things up a bit. I'm just playing through the campaign at the moment, but I'm just not very good at the investigating things. I really struggle with those. But good game. FIFA 16, FIFA 17, big football fan, massive football fan. I always pick them up. I get them every year. I play them with my friend. Again, the same guy who's play Halo and GTA with. We just mess around with it, really, just playing online. That's all we play it for. I don't play the story mode or campaign mode anymore. I played a little bit of the journey on FIFA 17, but that was about it. GTA 5 you can see again there. And the last game we're going to touch on in this part of the vlog is this absolute letdown, waste of money, disgrace that I bought last year. Sorry for being so harsh on it, but for the pure and simple reason, this was used as a marketing tool to really push sales, in my opinion. This cost me £70. If you didn't pre-order it, you wouldn't have got COD 4, but you can still get this edition now for like £40. And this really just didn't sell very well. They didn't get the sales I think they wanted, and you can see that now. It's actually retailing right now, as I record this, I think on Amazon for like £12.99 brand new, which is ridiculous. So, yeah, ending on a bit of a sour note there. But anyway, so that is my Nintendo games and my Xbox games. I hope you've enjoyed watching the vlog. Apologies for if it has been a bit shaky or the sound's a bit off, but it's just a vlog. I just wanted to share some of that with you and some of my thoughts. Again, anything on any of those, let me know. Did you like any of them? Did you hate them? Did you love them? And yeah, I've actually got, at the time of recording, I've got 2 at the moment that I've just purchased. I've got a Blu-ray on the way, and I've got 3 other games that are currently on the way as well. So I'm going to be doing a collection update towards the end of the month, once I've finished with the PS1 through to 4 list that I'm going to go through with you on my next vlog. So keep a lookout for that. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for checking it out. As always, drop me a like, drop me a comment, fire away a question. And as always, I'll catch you in just a bit.